Okay. Well, first, thank you for joining us this evening. And for the next several weeks, in fact, probably 8 weeks or so, but in between, we're going to be doing some segments of some important aspect, like so we're going to be working on finding your target market. We're going to be doing all the things that Temi and I are learning and preparing for our social media campaign and ad campaign and everything else. So in between that, from time to time, we'll take a little break from the success cycle series and all of the modules. There's about 9 weeks of modules that we're going to be going through. So there's a lot of content. And this evening, we are re-recording, and actually we emphasize and improved and updated the success cycle series, which is the initial training of the success cycle that really envelopes all the trainings, all the systems, and everything that we have in place. And next week, we're going to be talking about the new associate orientation and then your story, and then we'll carry on from there. So as you know, activeteamgroup.com contains all the information that's necessary for anybody who wants to build their business and having success. Everything is in there. And in fact, we're going to be going through a lot of the components that are important for someone who's brand new to understand what are the steps, what should I be focusing on, what should I do, where should I go for whatever content that they need. And that's the first training that we recommend you pass on to your brand new associates. So we're very, very excited to share this with you. So let me just share my screen here so we can have the content displayed. So the Success Cycle series, again, envelopes the entire content of all the trainings that we have, but it also gives people a sense of direction as to where they should go, what they should do, and some of the steps that they should be applying to have success in their business.
Yeah, so we're going to go right ahead and start sharing the success principles, and there's 5 of them that we're going to go through quickly. Is the desire to want to be, do, and have anything that you want in your career, in your life, whatever it is that you want, is to have that inner excitement, that inner passion, that inner desire that's going to encourage you every single day to get up in the morning, to want to build your business, to be excited to connect with new people. So desire is number 1. And then the decision, what are you willing to do? But more importantly, what are you willing to give up? Because let's face it, anything when you're dealing with business requires focus. It requires getting to another level. And in network marketing, obviously in our business model, it requires you to be actively building your business and also working with teams as you bring people into the business. So these are really, really important elements that will either make you or break you in our profession. And of course, find a mentor. We can never stress that enough. You cannot build our profession alone. It just doesn't work that way. We're a group of professionals working together, encouraging each other and keeping each other accountable on the goals and dreams that each one wants to achieve. And it is a business of win-win. That's what I love about our profession. You know, the more people you help succeed, the more successful you become. So you want to be doing that as well. And of course, the reason you want to have your mentor is because your mentor in general has more knowledge or expertise or at another rank that can help you get to that next level that you're looking at getting at. And of course, number 4 is to develop the plan, which we're going to share with you in this platform. So you don't have to think of, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Because it's right here and laid out for you. And it's to take action every single day. It's to execute your action steps so that you can have the things that you desire in your life.
Absolutely, Tammy, you're absolutely correct. And one of the things that's important here is to understand the map. And the one thing that you don't want to do when someone brand new enrolls in Max International is to give them a dictionary of things to do. You know, when you send someone the new associate orientation, you say, well, read all of this before you begin. It's not highly recommended. You want to give people the simple steps that they need to do so they can earn an income as quick as possible. That's always been the key and the drive that feeds and fuels momentum. So one of the things is the 5 simple steps. And I know many of you are familiar with that, but this is absolutely what it is. The very first thing is you need to make sure they understand the authorship and the value of authorship. Very important. Absolutely critical. Because folks, if I look at my business, the bulk of the income comes from authorship, not new signups, but the authorship multiplied tens of thousands of times across the planet. That's where the income is. But of course, when people sign up, the faster commission, all of these things, we'll talk about that a little later. Obviously, this will boost, and that's the reason why people often may have a peak and reach the pin level, but then it goes back down to a certain level, which is the real income. That's the authorship income. So it's very, very important. Number 2 is you want to qualify as a senior associate. So you're brand new in this business. What do I need to do? Well, you need to sponsor one person on your right side, one person on your left side. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But once you've done that, and when you sponsor them, that they order at least 100 CV, you are qualified as a senior associate. That's the very first step you want to achieve. The next step you want to achieve is you want to start duplicating the process. And that's what the primes are all about. So when you help someone reaching prime, and again, we'll explain to you a little bit later what the prime means and what it is and the tools that we have available to help you with that. But it simply means that you sponsored 5 associates. To keep it very simple, 5 associates that came in with 100 CV. Once this is accomplished, then you have generated generally about 500 CV of from your personal recruits. And then you've met that requirement as long as you are also at 100 CV. Then you qualify as a prime minus level 1. Yes, there's level 2, there's level 3, but the key is if you duplicate prime level 1, the success is right there. It's in a duplication process. Number 4, the next step that you want to achieve, the next milestone is reaching the bronze level. So if you help people reaching their prime 1s, what's going to happen, think about it, and we'll share the representation on the slide in a moment, is it generates 500 CV plus yours at 600 CV. So when you start quantifying blocks of 600 CV on your left team and on your right team, you look at 4 qualifying for bronze. Well, when you do the math, right? 2,000 divided by 600, you know how many people you need to have qualified as prime 1 on your left team and your right team. And again, I'm going a little fast, but don't worry. We have some trainings for this. But the fact is you can also re-listen to this recording, to this video over and over since we're recording it. So number 4 is you want to qualify for bronze. That's the next milestone. And the bronze, it's one of the most, I would say, the most important rank in our company. Because if this is duplicated within your personal recruits, it's going to take you all the way up to Crown Diamond. As a matter of fact, it is exactly what I based the foundation of how we got there, is we were helping people to reach the bronze level, which in turn pushed them through silver, gold, and etc. But the bronze is the key. Number 5 is obviously duplicating. So these are the 5 simple steps that you want a brand new associate to understand. They don't need to know all about the products. They don't need to know all about the compensation plan. They don't need to know all about what we have an active team and the boards and everything. All of that will come later. As long as they get that, you'll start earning, they will start earning, and that's what drives the wheel that gets into a level of momentum.
So here's how the success cycle rolls out, and it's obviously to learn, apply, and teach. And that really is our success cycle. And so tonight we're going to give the foundation of how this works. And then there's the new associate orientation training. This is part of our onboarding process, which we'll discuss how to create your effective story so that you can start passionately sharing your why to everybody you meet. That'll help you build the interest for people to want to try the products or even become an associate. And then you've got the attitude training in business. This is so important. I think, Chris, every time we've ever went right into an international market, one of the first trainings we share is attitude. And then there is the list, creating your list, how to start the list, how to continue building on your list, and how to determine, local, international, all that stuff. We've got the prospecting, inviting process, the follow-up process, and the third-party validation. And in there will be a presentation training, so you will learn how to present, which is absolutely critical going into leadership ranks.
Totally agree. So as we move forward, what you want to do is you want to set yourself up for success, right? So equip yourself with the tools in supporting your business and building activities. And this is what's very, very, very important as we keep moving forward. So we're going to share with you some important links, but keep in mind that as we keep evolving, and there's going to be a lot of modules that's going to be added on based on, as you know, many of you, we're doing the 90-day run right now, which is recorded in the Crown Diamond Global Impact. We've also, if you go to activeteamgroup.com, there's an email coming out. We've just added another page, which all the sequence of the videos are going to be there. So we can help you enhance your skills utilizing social media. Today, the training was absolutely amazing. And it's going to be shared on Wednesday, as a matter of fact, on the Crown Diamond Global Impact. We're always 2 days behind to give a chance to the listeners to prepare their notes and everything else. So you want to set yourself up for success. You want to make sure that you have your products. You want to make sure that you have created an account with Facebook, that you have created an account with Instagram, that you've created an account with TikTok. And there's many other platforms that we can talk about, but these are the main ones that we do recommend. There's also Twitter, there's LinkedIn and everything else. But it's very important that if you don't have accounts with these platforms, you want to start and creating these accounts right now. It's absolutely critical because this is the way the world communicates today. And it's the way that we are going to be teaching you on how to constantly have leads for you to be able to build your business. And regardless of the state of what you are and what's happening in the economy, if you're always in a position to get new leads, you will always make money. And that is absolutely critical. And Tammy and I are dedicating this year and making sure that we can feed you with all that information. So very important that you set yourself up for success by equipping yourself with the tools and the business activity tools, and you will get all the information as you progress. And that's the reason why it's important to come back to these Go for Diamond sessions so we can teach you, but not just you, but your downline in the process.
Yeah, and absolutely not forgetting those in-person connections, because you're going to meet some amazing people just starting a conversation when you're out and about. So I love this business because we do Maxwell, we do life, and wherever we are, whatever activity we're doing, and it's fantastic meeting phenomenal people. So here are the very, very important links that you should have track of. Keep these where you keep your business notes, however way you stay focused in creating your content to having your agenda. This is it. So mymaxoffice.com. You've got the blog, which is blog.max.com. You've got the activeteamgroup.com. Chris will expand on that. You've got the activeteamtraining.com, which is the shortcut to the YouTube channel of the training platform. And the most recent trainings are always at the top. And then you've got the activeteamwebinar.com, which is the platform. You've got the calendar, which is very, very important to have access to that, to know what's going on, whether it's events, trainings, weekly opportunity meetings, whatever it is on the calendar that's available for you and your associates. And then you've got the CD Global Impact.com, which is what Chris was sharing with you a little bit earlier. Very excited. It's nice to be part of a global distribution, all aligned with a common goals, common mission, and everybody participating and sharing in trainings. It's really, really great. And then go see max.com and voixmax.com in French are the first initial information that you want to send people to have a look at the opportunity. So
Absolutely, Tammy. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that. So what happens is the Go See Max and the voixmax.com, again, the 2 languages. This is a very, very good approach to help your associate orient themselves on the opportunity. Now, what's important to, did I skip one? Yes, I did. One moment here. My computer lags a little bit and I'm clicking too quickly. Okay, so here's other very important steps that you really need to reinforce your team to do. Those of you that follows these steps immediately, I'm telling you, within 3 to 6 months, you're going to see an increase in your paycheck if you just apply this every time a new member comes in. See, the first one is you want to register and email our team members support to the our team member to the support page on activeteamgroup.com. Why do you want to do this? Well, one is you'll receive a welcome letter with steps to follow. Okay. So this is, again, it eliminates you having to be constantly mothering your downline constantly. Now, it is good for you to follow up, making sure that they registered, that they receive their welcome email. Sometimes it ends up in their junk mail. And if that's the case, they never see it. So it's somebody go there, bring it back to your inbox, making sure that they whitelist that email. So whenever we send emails, and I don't do any promotions that outside of Max International content tools. And so it's very important if your teams are plugged in, then it always inform of what's coming throughout the week. But most importantly, when someone starts, it gives you steps, downloading the board and everything else, which we'll get to in a moment, right? It takes the time, it's good for them to familiarize yourself with the content that's on the website. So many of you have no idea. There is so much content on that website that has more that you could ever need to share to anybody. And most of the time, people are looking for things, and it's right there staring you at the face. So if you familiarize yourself with the content on the website, then you are prepared to guide new people coming in. Or if someone says, I don't know this, where can I get that? Can I get this video? Do you have a testimony on this? Do you have this or that? And we had most of this stuff. There's literally almost 1,000 video that happens to be on our activeteamtraining.com, but a lot of them has been extracted and they're actually sitting on the front end of the activeteamgroup.com. You just need to familiarize yourself with the content on the training. The other one is installing your board app on your cell phone. This is absolutely critical. This is the way we're going from now on. Websites are cool, but an app takes a lot less bandwidth. For those of you that understand the language, if you don't worry about it, just let it go. Okay. So the fact here is that when you happen to have speed or high speed or low speed, or all of that becomes irrelevant because the app is actually running and it's already uploaded and sitting on your phone, and you simply have menus and options for you to click on. And from time to time, it will direct you to a link, but that's when you have to download something or whatever the content is. The fact here is it's a lot easier and it's very portable. You happen to be on the bus, or one of your members, they're seeing a prospect right away. If they know how to use it, within a second, they can find whatever they find appropriate for the conversation at the time and send that over. Bing, they get the notification on their phone. They start reading it while they commute. There's so many ways to be effective in building your business utilizing the tools. That's why the app is critical. In fact, I just got a phone call this afternoon about someone that had a prospect in Kenya, had no idea what we have. Here's what I did. I didn't turn around and give him all that information. I don't have time for that. I sent him to the app. I sent him to the website, download the app. He did. He thanked me. He got all the information and more. He didn't realize how much information was available in all these different markets. See, this is what happens is also will elevate your professionalism, and also it will make people feel at ease knowing that all that information is available right at their fingertips. So that's why these two steps are absolutely critical. Register the email and download the app. Now, I know many of you here that are listening, you're aware of all that, but is your downline aware of this? Are they duplicating it? Are they telling others about it? Are they telling the new people that are coming in? That's the key. That's where the success begins.
Yeah, and if you're new watching this training platform from the beginning, this is designed for you to learn how to do this as you start. But once you learn how to do this, it's easy to duplicate. And that's the key, is to get other people to do the same thing. There's one thing that Chris and I have always taught in our business is not to feed people for a day. You want to teach them how to fish. Well, this is what we're doing right here with the Success Cycle series. So how to initiate your business center. And this is part of the compensation plan. There's a PDF document with the compensation plan in your virtual office. When you go into the marketing aspect, you'll learn that. And here's just the beginning portion of it. Number one is to remain active by ordering 100 PV. PV stands for personal volume, and that keeps your position active. And number two is to maintain at least one personally enrolled active associate on each binary leg. We build out 2 teams, okay? When you bring new people into the business, they go on the outer left at the bottom, whoever's last at the bottom, they go under them, or outer right on the bottom of that person. Okay, so that will make you active as a senior associate. And Chris will expand, and you're going to hear this a few times, which is really great, because when we're new, we need to hear it over and over and over again. So, and number 3 is to get paid on both binary legs. Pay leg CV determines your equivalent volume. EV stands for equivalent volume, and you get paid 5% of your equivalent volume from each binary leg. So for example, you can see there on the right side, you can see 2,500 CV on the strong leg, and you see the 2,000 on the lesser leg, the pay leg. And so that means you would get paid 2,000 points, you'll get paid $200. So they take the 2,000 from your left side, they take the 2,000 from the right side, and you're paid the 5 and 5%. Okay, so yeah, so that's very, very important. This is the foundation of positioning your 2 people so you can start earning from team efforts.
And I do recommend that you download the Max International PDF document. It is available in your back office. But the fact here, for the sake of simplicity and clarity, what Tammy shared, so is people understand that when you get paid is based on volume occurring on both sides. But when you look at this, if you take 10% from the smaller team, that is the same amount if you do the math. So for clarity, it's 10% from the smaller side. And the reason we talk about the 5% on both sides is people say, well, why am I only getting 10% for the left side? What about, the right side? What about the left side? And the fact is you are. It's just a way to visualize 10% from the smaller amount, which is 200. If you take 5% from the right side, the 2,000, and the 2,000 deducted from the left side, take 5%. I'm repeating because I want to make sure this is clear. So you take 100 plus equals 200. So 10% of the smaller side is 200. So again, I know that most of you are aware of that, but it just helps. So the moment you look at your business, whatever side is smaller, you know that that is your binary check. That's the amount at the moment in that particular day of the month.
And you can see if you go back a second, Chris, I just want to go back where you can see the purple, you see the 2,500 points. Well, that 500 points remains on that side, carry over to the following month. As long as you're active, you maintain your volumes.
Correct. Now, earlier I talked about prime bonus level 1. Well, this is what it is. So what happens here is I've explained to you that when you sponsor 5 people and they're each 100 CV and you are 100 CV, you are qualified prime bonus level 1. You are entitled to 1 share. Now, how much money is that for you? Well, the company will take 5.2% of their total global max volume. And from there, whatever that amount is, it's divided by amount of people who qualify in that particular calendar month. So if let's say we have, 10,000 people, then whatever that amount is, but that 5.2 will be divided by 10,000, and that 1 share will be worth that. Okay, so let's say the share is worth $50. Okay, so that's $50 for 1 share. If you happen to be level 2, and again, this is not a training on all the primes, It is just for you to understand the logic on how you get paid as far as shares are concerned. But that means that you have helped 3 people from out of the 5, 3 out of 5 have also qualified for the prime bonus level 1. So that means that takes you to prime level 2. So now you'll have 3 share of that same amount. So if, let's say, the amount happened to be $50, do the math. That's $150, right? And level 3, again, same process. You just help more people qualifying for prime level 1, which you help their levels to qualify for prime level 1. You help the second levels and the third level and from that point on, you don't have to worry about the math and understanding all of this. I just want you to understand the concept that when you get to prime level 1, you have 1 share. Prime level 2, 3 shares. Prime level 3, 5 shares. And the kicker is, as you are doing this, you are building your binary team, which we'll get into in a moment. So the prime bonus is a strategy of building your business by doing the simple steps, by helping everybody who comes into your business, not just your personals, but their personals and their personals and their personals. And as this occurs, you are starting to create solid residual income. And this is the reason why you can have some very solid income every single month by duplicating that. That's why the prime bonus are critical. And there's many different strategies that you can utilize to build your business, but this is the simplest one to go about. Now, when it comes to some of the tips to building your prime bonus level 1, here's the thing. The company says that you need to have 3 people that are on auto ship at 100 CV. That's what the company states. But what they're also saying is you need 500. If you look at my cursor here, you need 500 CV. That means that this 500 CV has to be purchased by these 3, so they order more than 100 CV. And very often it actually happens. But the reality is we want you to make sure that you qualify every month. So don't limit yourself with the minimum of 3. Go get 5 or even 6. We have a strategy that goes with 6 people, right? So the fact here is the more people you have frontline that are ordering the auto ship, the more secure you are maintaining your position as a prime level 1. And this is exactly what this is. You help 3 earn 1 share, right? And then what happens, so if you help 3 out of the 5, then you become prime level 2. Now you earn 3 shares. And if you help 3 earn 3 shares, then you're basically become a level 3 and you earn 5 shares. So what's very important is that you need to have personally enrolled 3 individuals that are a minimum 100 CV personally. Okay. Now the remaining to qualify for the 500 that he requires could be among these 3. But again, I'm repeating that I suggest that you don't limit yourself to the limit, but you always add some buffer to make sure that if someone drops their auto ship for whatever reason, that you still qualify and it gives you plenty of time to replace that person with a new recruit. And that's really the strategy here. Okay. Now, when we talk about the binary team, I know that many of you have seen that the binary team in their presentations, you can get paid up to $40,000 a month. That's when you're a crown. But before you get there, we need to start building our businesses from our foundation. So we talked about the primes, and I referenced earlier that if someone qualified for prime 1, that means that person over here is on auto ship with 100 CV, and he has sponsored a minimum of 5 people. Instead of making this kind of clutter over here, I just represented 1 person who generates 500 CV. That means this person is qualified prime level 1. This person is qualified prime level 1. This person is qualified prime level 1. This is how you start quantifying to reach your core rank, which we'll get into in a moment. Okay. So that's why prime level 1 is so critical. I don't really worry about 2 and 3, because if you do 1 and you keep helping every single individual that come into your business to qualify for prime level 1, by default, you are going to quantify and create these numbers every time someone comes on board. And that's how you can really determine your ranks. And if you start doing this for yourself, well, guess what? People will duplicate what you do. And that is the secret. This is the reason we got into major momentum when we started Max, and especially in the year of 2013, 2014, 2015. I mean, we exploded like a rocket ship. That was the strategy from 2015 and on. So the key is you are 100 PV and your team, your personal, right? 500 CV. And that's how you quantify this. So it's really, really powerful if you duplicate the process of prime level 1. We're spending a bit of time on that because this is really important. You don't need to recruit the big whale. You need to recruit one person who understands that and are willing to duplicate the process. And if they're not willing to, that's okay. Tammy and I call them glorified customers. They buy products every month and they love the products because for good reasons. And that's it. But there will be others that are going to want to build. They're going to want to learn to build and they're willing to duplicate. And that's where makes a team evolve and grow. And then from there, you get into the ladder of the battery team bonus. So this is the same representation. So you see here the 2000 CV. CV stands for commissionable volume. So for example, this person, again, we'll go back with the same example, qualify for prime level 1. So when you count his 100 CV plus his 5, and this person same, we're on our way to reach what we call our core rank. That is the most important rank in this company. Every network marketing company has a core rank. And the people that are on the top of the food chain in this company and their companies has a lot to do with the fact that they're helping their team members reaching for core rank. That is key. Now, as a bronze, you earn anywhere between $200 to $500. If you recall earlier in the example, if you look on your pay team, let's say the amount is $2,000, the other side could be bigger. Well, you know that that will be 10% of that $2,000. That's where the $200 comes from. So what do we go to 200 to 500? Well, because before you get to a silver, obviously the team will start growing. The volume will start growing. You don't go from 2,000 and right away to 5,000, right? You're going to go to 2,000, 25, maybe 31, 35, and 34, and 4,000, right? So in between that, when you look at the pay team, this is where the checks will vary between $200 to $500. And this is the reason why it explains it is explained that way. And again, I'll just do one more example over here. When you reach the 5,000 CV, simply means that you got more people on your left team and your right team because you're not the only one building anymore. Now there's other members building with you with the same goal. And when this occurs, then you're adding more blocks of 600 CV. And this is where eventually you will reach that 5,000 on your left, 5,000 on your right. It's never going to be equal. But one side might be bigger and the other side might reach that 5,000. When that occurs, 10%, that's where the $500 comes from. And of course, before you get to the next rank, it's 15,000. So you're not going to go jump from 5,000 to 15. You're going to go to 5,000 to 6 to 65 to 75. So you could jump to 8 and so forth. And eventually it'll be 15,000. Oops, sorry. And when this occurs, then that's how you move up rank. So at the end of the day, from bronze to diamond, it is exactly the same process. And if you keep helping people qualifying for their prime ones, by default, on your left team and your right team, you will meet all of the requirements to move up the food chain with Max International. So the last slide I want to talk about here is the matching check. Now, the matching check is a royalty. It's like every time someone comes into your business and they start thriving, think of it as a McDonald's. Don't worry so much about the product itself, but think about the model, the business model they have. You have one McDonald's station, that one person, and you earn a percentage from that one McDonald's station. And you help another person. That's another McDonald's station. And you help another person. These are your personal recruits. That's another McDonald's station. So what's going on is you're getting a percentage from all the sales that are occurring on that day. And at the end of the month, you get a pretty hefty check of all these McDonald's that are giving you that royalty. That's exactly what this is. So every time you help an associate to reach from 0 to 200 to 500, you're entitled to earn a percentage of that. And as you move up the ladder, it's the same thing. So you're helping your associate reaching their rank. Let's say they go to silver, to gold, to platinum. And you know, there's many, many diamonds over the years that Tammy and I have helped produce. We didn't produce, we've helped produce, because it's a combined effort, right? We can't do it for them. They did the work. We passed the knowledge, we encouraged, we supported, we've always been there. So of course you're entitled to a percentage from everything they earn. These are all my McDonald's stations. I hope that makes sense. And this is exactly what this represents. I'm leaving some little details out because there's really no need at this point, at this level, to know all the details. What's important to understand is if you help people rise and earn a bigger income by making sure that they understand the basic principles that I talked about, that Tammy and I talked about earlier, by making sure that you register your email, they register their email, they go through the steps, they understand how to download the board so they can do their prospecting activities and all of this. This is how this all comes together, that converts into more volume, and volume converts into money. And that's really the concept of the matching check, is a royalty that the company will pay you based on your effort in helping your personals increase their paycheck based on their binary structure. So I hope that makes sense, everybody, because I know sometimes I can get a little bit technical. And the last slide I just want to talk to you about here, it's a rank bonus. And the reason why this was created is because as you move up in rank, you tend to get off the prime bonus pool. Like Tammy and I have not got paid for prime bonus pool for I don't know how many years. It's been forever. Why? Well, because we want to make sure the money stays for the new people. We moved on to another ladder where income is quite significant. But the company also recognized, well, you guys work hard. Why should you be penalized? So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to pay you from a smaller pool. And this is exactly what that is. So let me explain that to you. They take 1.2%. Remember, the prime bonus was 5.2. It's quite significant, like 5 times more. This is 1.2%. So it's a smaller pool, but there's a lot less people in that pool. So what's happening here is they take 1.2% from the total global volume that the company generates. And when you reach the goal level, because you get the prime bonus all the way up to silver, when you reach goal, you get off the prime bonus to leave the money for the new people, and you fall into this new pool called the rank bonus pool. When you reach your goal and you maintain your goal, you will get 3 shares. It's the same concept. Whatever the cost, whatever the value of one share is worth, let's say one share is worth, I don't know, $17, $20, $50, whatever that amount is times 3 as a goal. And let's say we look at $50, we look at a round number, that will be $150. Platinum times 4, diamond times 5. And we had the discussion and we decided that you're a diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, crown diamond, you don't get more. We limit it at 5 to make sure that we can leave the money for the goals, to make sure that the pool doesn't get too small. So I'm giving you a little bit of knowledge and background as to why this was all created, to create a fair plan for everybody. And a lot of that is explained, as a matter of fact, maybe not to the level of detail that just shared with you, but the details of all these ranks and all these pools are explained in a PDF document. And I'll be doing a new one also. I've done one back in 2015. I think we're long overdue. So I'll do a new one that will explain every single step in the PDF that you'll have access to. Okay. So this is, again, it's just to understand the overall compensation that the plan has to offer to associates that are actually doing the right building activities to build their businesses.
Yeah, and if you're brand new having a look at this video, or you're on this session live, don't let all of this overwhelm you. It's to show you the possibility if you put efforts into it. Like I said at the beginning, the success principles, the desire and the decision that you make to go up the ranks and help other people achieve. you're gonna live the most amazing life you've ever dreamed of. And I know, because we've not just us have done it, but many people within our organization and other people's organizations in the company have done that. So we're seeing that everywhere around the world. So the key is to stay the course and work at the level that you can work at, and never compare yourself to anybody, because everybody has different circumstances in their life. Everybody, not everybody works full time. Not everybody, has kids at home, but some do and some don't. And so you have to work your plan and at the level that you can work it. And the more serious you get at doing the right activities, which is the whole purpose of this whole success cycle series, to teach you, then you'll see some incredible results building your business. So the key is to stay the course. We always say that, stay the course. The distance between your dreams and reality is called action.
That is so true, Tammy. Absolutely so accurate. Since I did a lot of the talking here and explained some of the plan, you want to talk about a little bit about the mentorship and, seek counseling and some of the things that we need to be able to counsel someone that needs some help.
Absolutely. So this sheet is available as part of the training platform for the new associate orientation, which is the onboarding process. And the key is to keep track of your results. And the person who brought you into Max is going to be walking you through the process, and they will guide you and mentor you on your activities and help you with the areas that you're stuck. So you'll get counseling and you'll get a lot of support along the way. These training platforms are great to help you getting on the events, anything that's going on around you locally or virtually, you want to get on that. The opportunity presentations that are going on, this is all part of that check here that you could check. You showed up, you brought a guest, and you want to fill that out. And you'll see when you do this diligently on a weekly basis, wait until you see the results of your sheet in 90 days. The difference from your first week to the last week, the 12 weeks. And we've seen a lot of people hit ranks within these qualifying 90 days. That's why we like to build our business and drive momentum through 90-day segments. Often we'll do 90-day, but we'll throw in a 30-day here and there to do a challenge. But the message for me to you this evening is to have fun in the process. Don't get overwhelmed with it. You build this business at your own pace.
I totally agree. And folks, there's some things like CDs, and we obviously, this is out of date. Just dismiss that. What's important here is that you're, first of all, aware of your goal. What do you desire? What do you want? And visualize this. I'm telling you, this is so powerful, and people underestimate this all the time. Write down what is it that you want, what it is that you want to achieve. What's the volume? What volume do you want to reach, right? What are the requirements? What are the personal development activities that you need to work on this week? What book are you reading? Take the time. Take the time. Now, there's an electronic version of this, by the way. Okay, you don't have to do it on paper if you don't want to. So we have access to all of that. Everything can be accessed from the board app. Everything is there. Okay. One thing that's important is how many customers have you acquired? How many professional and Premier Pack? I tell you right now, when I build my business, whenever I finish my presentation, I'm selling the Premier Pack. I'm selling the Premier Pack. It costs more to incorporate yourself in Canada and in the United States than the biggest package that Max International has to offer. And you have nothing to show for in the real business corporate world. Nothing. You spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. You have nothing to show for. You just wasted your money. Well, you don't have a choice. You need to incorporate yourself and go through the process. My point is, $1,000 is nothing to start your business. Don't undersell the value of what this business is all about. I'm telling you. But if they can't start, and then I will not discriminate that. I will let them choose. and start with the builder pack, the small package. Because what I'm interested in is your dream and your goals, what you want to achieve. Okay, so it's just food for thought as we come to this slide. And one of the things that's very important here is, folks, you need to plug in. And I have to recognize all of you here. You are constantly showing up. And I know that many of you are paying respect for Tammy and I to be here. But I know that you are learning things, that you're capturing things, but it's important that your downline also shows up. Because I'm telling you, in the weeks to come, they will learn a lot. There's so much that we're learning. Today, I've learned some really good tips and good tips. Excuse me, and how to do some reel, and how to remove the what do you call, Tammy, the logo?
Watermark.
The watermark, right? To remove the watermark from a video that you did, for example, on Instagram. And it's so simple. It's like, oh my God. And it took me a few hours to write all these notes to make sure I can pass it on to someone else. We got some really good content. Really good content. You do not want to miss that. So you want your team to be plugged into the system so we can maximize their growth. So Tammy, why don't we give everybody their assignment? This is important. If you've not done that, do it. If you've done that, may I suggest that you go through your downline, making sure that they've done the steps. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, so on the end of every video, there's going to be assignments, and we're going to make them simple step assignments for everybody to do. And so number one for this particular training, it's to register your email with our team support page, activeteamgroup.com. And then number two is to install the boards on your cell phone. And if you need support with that, make sure you get back to the person who sponsored you into the business. If they don't know, they were sponsored by somebody, so you go up in the leadership to get support. But your sponsor should know how to do this. And then number three is to let your sponsor know that you've accomplished these two steps, and to duplicate this over and over and over. So the moment you sign up your brand new person, now you know what they need to do to get started, to have access to all the information by going through this training segment. They're going to get their assignment, and then they're going to contact you through WhatsApp. You just communicate what platform you're going to give to your sponsor through your assignment, whatever platform you choose, because everybody uses different platforms around the world. And I know WhatsApp is a common one, but I know Telegram is also getting up there right now. So those are your assignments. And I just wanted to say, welcome to our Max family. And you're going to love the people that are part of this company. What I love about what we have with our company is we're very family driven. We're very support driven, family driven. And that's why we always say we are Max, we are strong, we are Max, and we are Max together. So have a great evening.
Yeah, and before we end, Tammy, one thing, and thank you, Mary Paul, that's a good advice to mention. If you have been registered for a long time, like I did on the previous training last week, in the comments section, I've made a reference to the welcome letter. Now, that welcome letter, it's important that you reference yourself to it, so you are aware of what a new associate will receive. So if you happen to be on Facebook Live here, if you're watching this in a month from now, and a year from now, and 6 months from now, or whatever, or you happen to be watching this on our YouTube channel, or you happen to be watching it because you're being trained by one of your associate, one of your partner that just brought you into the business, well, first of all, welcome. And what's important here is that you go through the process. But if you've already have received that letter years ago, you will have access to it into the comment section. And once the video is uploaded and the training content is actually on our YouTube channel, and you will find it on the Goal for Diamond webinar playlist. And you will also find that same training. It'll be an edited version to cut it, to shrinking down a little bit, so it's a bit shorter. And that will be part of the Success Cycle series. Okay. So obviously right now, when you go to the Success Cycle series tonight, you'll see the old one. But tomorrow, by the end of the day, you'll see this one and will be the edited version. Okay. So thank you, folks. Again, we really appreciate you attending here and being present, and really do appreciate your conduct and your professionalism and your consistency and congruency in attending these sessions. So thank you for that. Really proud of you. Tammy and I are really excited for 2023. And there's a lot of really good things that's happening. We had a really exciting announcement today, and we will let you guys know if you're interested in building Mexico. We had our first meeting with the general manager of Mexico, with Joe Wojtecki. The products, it looks like it's pretty firm. It's going to be there on the 1st of February, probably in January 31st, possibly. And I've asked them to provide me with all the details on the process of enrollment. So you can be passed on, that information can be passed on to you. So you're in a position to be able to build your business in Mexico. Mexico is an exciting market. I've had the opportunity and the honor to work with this country for many years. And that was the beginning in my career of network marketing, where I start, making some millions, and Mexico was a big part of it. So I'm very excited to go back there. And we will keep you in the loop as the information progress. In the meantime, please make sure you do your assignment. And if you've done it, make sure that someone in your organization, everybody in your organization are aware of the assignment so they can go through it. And I'm telling you, that automated system will increase your income because it will most likely generate more activities. Okay, everybody, have yourself a great evening. Thank you so much for attending, and bye for now.